Students across Ontario walked out of class today to protest education changes planned by the provincial government. Some taking part say they're especially upset over an increase in class sizes.
No cuts to education! No cuts to education!
Increasing class sizes is literally just going to, the students who are the most vulnerable are going to suffer even more. And that's not fair to my peers, that's not fair to me, and I don't want bigger class sizes. That's why I'm here today.
Some school boards and teachers' unions say larger class size will result in thousands of teachers losing their jobs. Other changes include a ban on cell phones in classrooms, new math and sex ed programs, and changes to autism funding, which will see schools take on more kids with autism. Premier Doug Ford says students taking part in today's walkout are pawns being used by teachers and their unions.
This isn't about class sizes, I'll tell you. This is about the union bosses telling the teachers and the students what to do.
So what is this protest about? Bridget Crumley is a grade 9 student and the Ottawa-based co-organizer for today's province-wide student protest, and she joins me now. Hi, nice to see you.
Hi.
Thank you for coming here. So why is this something that you wanted to take part in?
I think these changes affect everybody. Any student across Ontario is going to be affected, and not necessarily positively. So for me, it was definitely to speak out and show that we are totally 100% against this.
What do you think the effects will be? And I just want to specify that the average class size requirement for grades 9 to 12 will be adjusted to 28, up from the current average of 22. You're in grade 9. The average class size for grades 4 to 8 will increase to 24.5, up just slightly from 23.84. So how do you think that's going to have an impact?
Well, I think that hugest impact is going to be on kids who have learning disabilities. We talked about, autism, about First Nations people. Those are the people who don't necessarily have a platform and are already sometimes put at a disadvantage. And even more now, the kids who need a little bit extra attention in class are going to have even less time, and even just it's going to affect everybody. So even just normal students get less time with their teachers, less time to ask questions, and to just really personally interact with people.
And what was the walkout like? Like, what is the mood among you and your friends?
There's a lot of passion. It's really interesting to see just how passionate kids are about this today. There's a lot of energy, and it was really nice to see, kids getting out, using their voices and trying to make a difference.
So you heard the Premier there. He said that people who are protesting, kids who are protesting, are pawns, essentially. He's saying that the unions are telling the teachers this is what's going to happen, and the teachers are conveying that to you. Did teachers talk about this to you?
Not until today. I think a lot of teachers are in support of the cause. If we're losing 18,000 teacher jobs over the next 4 years, it is going to hugely affect them. But I think they were really supportive, but they also said, this is up to you. If you're going out today, it's because you're going out for yourself and not for us. This is fully organized by students because we're gonna be the ones that are gonna be impacted most. So,
the province's message has been that they have a big deficit to deal with. So they, about deficits, debt, and they're saying people like you are going to pay for that later down the road. So this is the kind of one of the decisions they've made to save some money. What is your message to them if that's the argument they're making?
I totally agree. Ontario is in a lot of debt, and we should be cutting back our spending. But should we be cutting back our spending on our future? Our kids' educations, these are the people that are going to be running our governments in the future. They're the people that are going to make changes, especially with stuff like climate change and all these big issues coming up. Do we really want to be, cutting on our future, essentially? I think we should really be investing in kids because they are, they're the future.
How optimistic are you that message, that you and many of the people who left school today en masse, and we saw the visuals there, how optimistic are you that message gets across?
I think I'm hugely optimistic about it. We've already seen the government react. It's so huge. We've got so many schools participating. There's no way they can ignore this. We've been brought up in question periods, and I think it's really great. I think we can make a change.
So do you think that the government might change its mind on class size? Like what specifically are you looking for them to do? Roll back all the cuts, focus on class size, talk more? What are you hoping for?
Of course, cutting back on all the changes would be amazing. I think for us, it'd definitely be class sizes and autism and also OSAP. Those are the big ones where they have huge impacts and huge repercussions, and especially class size, where it doesn't matter if you come from a low-income family, it doesn't matter if you're First Nations or if you're autistic, it's going to affect everybody. So we definitely want to make sure that doesn't happen.
And you're one of the organizers, as we mentioned off the top. Is there a plan to continue organizing things like this, or what is the plan going forward?
We've kind of discussed this just a little bit. For now, I think the next step is definitely a letter writing campaign. We want to get the message out, especially directly to the government, that we are not okay with this happening, that students say no. From there, we'll see. I think we're a great group, and we've managed to accomplish a lot, so I'd like to see what we'd be able to do in the future.
Okay, thank you so much. Bridget Crumley, one of the student organizers of today's walkout here in Ontario. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.